Folks, Travis and Peel Show back at you, and as always, to get our juices flowing, it is always time
Marinate.
to dig deep. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the rules. Let's dig deep. Question for couples. There are 3 columns of topics: icebreakers, deep questions, and even juicier, deeper questions. And we're gonna pick one at random from each and answer them as honestly and truthfully as we possibly can. Peel, are you ready, my good sir?
I am ready, and this is brought to you by our friends at What Do You Meme?
What do you mean? Doing the Lord's work over there. Let's pull that one from the middle, not from the front. Let's keep it. And right here. All right, so we have the deep, deeper, and the icebreaker. Starting off with the icebreaker. Have you ever met a celebrity?
Yes, we've met celebrities together, but
Yeah.
yeah, we've met celebrities.
Yeah.
Met celebrities.
Go ahead. You go first.
I mean, during the course of my life, I've met a lot of celebrities starting at a young age. Being at Disney World in Florida, met Micah, whatever his name is, the little kid who was like, he was Gage in Pet Cemetery, and he was in like Life with Mikey with Michael J. Fox. He did like Kindergarten Cop and stuff like that. You know, that little kid. Met him when I was younger. Met Hillary Clinton,
Okay.
Alan Jackson. And then,
Okay.
kind of growing up and everything, of course, Brett Favre was around. And you and I did the Madden Brawl when Drew Brees was on the cover of Madden. And we sat there and played football with, Joe
Joe
Abear,
Horn.
Joe
Yeah,
Horn,
Joe Horn, Deuce
Deuce
McAllister,
McAllister.
Bobby
It was
Abear. Yeah.
it was awesome. Yeah, Bobby Abear. I don't know. I said Joe Abear. That's his cousin. He was pretty cool too. But yeah, and then since then, I've had Anthony Mackie in my restaurant that I work at.
Oh,
I
nice.
had
That's cool.
Teddy Bridgewater come in to my other restaurant that I was at before when I was right outside of the city. A lot of the Saints players would come in. So yeah, I mean, different celebrities and things like that. I've definitely met them. Never went awestruck or anything like that. Was respectful because they're just people. So I was like, oh hey, cool, they're here, but I didn't really like go out and like, oh my god, and like freak out or anything or ask for autographs. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
really
it's
cool.
it's rare being here in the Los Angeles area, especially like where we live. We live more in the suburban area. We're not that close to downtown, so we're like in Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, Calabasas, and that's actually where a lot of the celebrities live. So it's pretty common to just by happenstance run into somebody and everything like that. I haven't really met too many people like in terms of like living here. Um, my favorite probably is Nolan North, who is the voice of Nathan Drake from the Uncharted video games and stuff like that. So like a very, very C-list actor in the grand scheme of things, but just someone I've played those games hundreds of times, and it was just cool to actually just see him walk by me at a PetSmart and be like, hey, "Excuse me, are you Nolan North?" And I'm with you. Like I rarely ever have the inkling to say that's a celebrity. I want to go see them. Like I just don't like you said, they're people, and I think you and I view it maybe in a different way, as in like to you they're people, they're nothing special and everything, but to me they're people and they're living their life. So I would not want to be bothered every step of the way.
I mean, I view it that way too. Like, I don't want to interrupt their, dining
Right.
experience while they're enjoying time with, family, friends, or loved one. And like, oh, hey, oh my God, kind of get your autograph, or hey, I love your stuff, or whatever. It's like, they're people, man. Just, it's okay. Let them live their life. And just,
Yeah.
it's cool that they were there.
Yeah, if I generally say anything, it's nothing to stop them. It's just to like, hey, how you doing? Hey, man, thanks. Like, thanks for what you do. Like, I always like try to give like some sort of like acknowledgement that what they do is appreciated. Because I don't think celebrities get, because people are usually in for the selfie and they want something out of it, and I just feel that they deserve something too, and instead of just being harassed and stuff like that. But yeah, Billy Eichner I saw at Disneyland. He's really cool. Melissa's seen Jeff Goldblum twice at the same Starbucks and everything, and I've yet to struck gold in that one, but that would be a huge one for me. So always keep my eye out for that Always keep an eye out for that Starbucks. Jeff Foxworthy drove through my Sonic Drive-In in Georgia when we were his home store, and back and forth from Little League practice with his kids. He would always come by with his kids. So Jeff Foxworthy on multiple occasions. Multiple Saints players from the from that Madden Gras release event. And Brett Favre, you mentioned him, but I've met him on numerous occasions. My dad was he played football at the same high school that we went to, and Brett Favre's dad coached my dad, Irvin Favre,
Mhm.
and by way of that, my dad growing up in his 20s and 30s and stuff like that, we kind of stayed close with the Favres as well. And there was one cool day that I had with Brett Favre. It was so I was in eighth grade, and my dad was looking to ask a favor of the high school football coach to let me come in a semester early and start working out with the high school football team. It was the summer before I joined high school and stuff like that, because they were doing summer workout programs, and they allowed me to go in a summer early to start working out. And the day we were going up there to ask the coach if that's okay, Brett Favre and his tight end at the time at Green Bay was Mark Chamora, and they were both throwing the football in the Hancock High School gym. And my dad's known Brett since he was 5. And went over to Brett, greeted him, introduced me. It was the first time I had actually ever met Brett. And my dad's like, hey, I got to go talk to Rocky, the coach. Do you mind if Travis sticks around? And Brett was like, hey, yeah, let's play some basketball. So I ended up playing basketball with Brett Favre and Mark Chamora. And I remember a couple of funny things, and it's a really great anecdote.
You want to see this cool pic on my phone?
Yeah, well, we didn't have those then. So I went and I was playing ball with Mark Chamora and Brett Favre, and I scored I shot a basket over Brett, like this rainbow shot over his head, made a shot, and I just like, in your face, like, screw you, I got you. I got Brett Favre. I scored a shot on Brett Favre. How about that? And then my dad finally comes back out after us playing basketball for about 15 minutes. And I was wearing I just started doing chores around the house and earning an allowance. And I had my favorite college team at the time was the Penn State Nittany Lions. So I had a Penn State hat. First thing I ever bought with any money I've ever had in my entire life. So it was the first thing I ever had. It was like a $15, $20 starter hat, which was all the rage back then. And my dad's like, well, hey, we got to go. Brett, hey, good to see you, buddy. Hey, I mean, do you mind, Travis, your hat, do you want Brett to sign your hat and stuff like that? And I was like, are you crazy? I spent $20 on this hat. Hell no, I don't want him to sign my hat. No. And a great aside from that, I met Brett again. And every time he saw me, he called me Little Renee. I don't know if he probably just didn't remember my name, but he remembered my dad, so he called me Little Renee. And he said, Little Renee, how you doing? And he pulled someone over to the side. I forgot who it was, but he's like, let me tell you about this little shit right here. He's like, this guy right here is my number one, my favorite fan. And they're like, why? And he was like, he's the only person on this planet who refuses to bug me for any type of autograph. He doesn't want anything to do with that. Like, and I love him for it. He's my favorite fan. So to this day, I'm Brett Favre's favorite fan. How about that? How about that? Deep. Be able to change the past or see into the future.
Either or.
Either or. You have to choose one. You have to be able to change. You have the ability to change the past or see into the future. That's easy. That's easy for me.
Okay, well, what's your answer on this one?
See the future. Mm-hmm. There's so much you can do. There's so much you can do, and you can even retroactively correct things of sorts if you can see the future. Because, money fixes the majority of things in life. So, I mean, you could easily just, see into the future and figure out something that will, put some more money, a lot of money in your pocket and stuff like that. So, seeing the future, for sure. You can even, you can go Minority Report. You can, be the greatest detective or cop in the world, and you can you can prevent things. The world's your oyster when you have foresight into what's going to happen. And I feel like changing the past, it's nothing but living in you're living in regret. You're living in well, what am I I need to change this. Everything that I don't like, I need to go back and change. But then you don't know what that's going to do with your future. So it's you can be proactive and change things as they come along, or you can try to fix stuff that already happened. But I just feel like you can do more and benefit yourself and more around you by being able to change shit in the future,
I'm
for
going to
sure.
differ from you on this with changing the past, but it's kind of for the same reason. Going into the past and be able to change it is you can alter the mistakes, not necessarily that you made in your life or, change, whatever happened. But hey, maybe I shouldn't have bought this thing. Or B, maybe I should have invested in this stock. Or,
Mm,
C, hey, maybe I should have put money away for this. And those
that's
small
true.
little
Yeah.
changes, yes, bring you your money and things like that. Or hey, maybe I shouldn't have gone out that night before and fuck that fat bitch. These are
I'm gonna
decisions that can change the world, not only
look
for myself, but for anybody in this situation.
for
Seeing the
better,
future,
for better or
is
for
that
worse though.
it's kind
I
of like
got
that line too. If you look into the future and you start making changes to alter what's going to happen, then doesn't that alter the future? This is a catch 22 all over. Of course,
yeah.
hindsight is 2020, but this is a catch 22 either or. If you go into the past and change things, or if you see the future and try to alter things for your benefit or to kind of make yourself a little more better, it's
Mm.
going to change how the outcome is. So you're kind of screwed either way you go, but you also can, with the right luck, make it awesome.
I feel that with changing the past, you have you have one major problem, and that major problem is two words: butterfly effect.
Mhm.
And I feel like you can do more damage with changing things that don't necessarily have to do with your life and affect others around you by changing the past than you can planning ahead and changing the future. Yes, you are going to affect other people, but you have the ability, I think you have foresight gives you the ability to take that into account more. Or is it kind of the same fucking thing?
Kind of the same thing.
It's
That's
kind
why
of
I
the
said
same
it's a
fucking
catch
thing.
22. Either way you do, damned if you do, damned if you
Yeah.
don't. But it'd
Yeah.
be fun regardless. I would not hesitate to use either of those abilities and completely abuse it.
Well, I would not hesitate to move on to our deeper question, which is what's your favorite trait about yourself and why?
All right. Well, do not dive in because this is deeper. Because here we go. You might hit your head on the bottom on this one. What is your favorite trait about yourself? Okay. Yeah, I got mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Calm in the face of adversity. When things are going awry around me, I can usually be the steady motion in the ocean. I am the boat that doesn't waver. People at work actually, I know, appreciate that about me when things are going crazy. When you just had an unexpected 20 top walk in, somebody called out late, we're out of 15 things, and the cooler just goes down. Deep breath. Just keep calm. Hey, we're gonna work through it. Do this, 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 and this, and just get it done. Being able to stay calm, cool, and collected, I think, is one of my, you know, honestly, just one of the better traits that I have, especially when it comes to like work ethic and things like that. Just being able to keep calm and chive on.
Is it more of a matter of my follow-up question is this. Is that more of an internal tamping down of your stress where it's compartmentalizing a lot of
Yes,
dark inner
compartmentalizing
it,
exactly.
it
Mhm.
it's compartmentalizing, but necessarily it could be like it could be a bad thing too, unless there's a release,
I
because you're
release it later. Sometimes
okay.
I used to release it in inopportune times, and that was the downside to it. But
And I
now
feel like that's what most people
to
do, right? Like that's
I've
what
learned how
most
to
people do,
construct that into energy into something else. Like now
right?
when I get like that the built up stress and just agitation and anger, I turn it towards, going outside and doing some yard work and knocking something out because just, shoveling into the ground or
Mm-hmm.
taking a chainsaw or something kind of just lets out that aggression, that
Right.
little release valve of getting that stuff out. But I used to bottle it up, and
Mm.
at the one point in my life where it came out and I couldn't stop that bottle from overflowing, that
Mm-hmm.
was a very scary moment in my life. But before and after, still being able to just compartmentalize,
Mm.
push everything down to a small little box, not let it affect everything that was happening in the moment is good. But yeah, if you don't release, that energy, those feelings, that stress in some kind of constructive way, then yeah, it can definitely tear you up inside.
Got to empty that bucket, man,
Mm.
or it starts overflowing and splashing around and getting the people you in your life that you love all soaking wet with your emotional water, so to speak.
Yeah, that cat was a
So
stubborn one. I just kept giving it a tug and tugging, and then all
yeah, so
pow,
that's
all
good.
at
Like
once.
that's the good thing about like if you can find your release, like because like the the last thing that people would want to do on paper is like just okay, I'm super stressed. Let's tamp this shit down and try to like just be the rock. You know what I mean? Um, and I'm happy to hear that you were able to learn that there are negative um, possible outcomes in terms of like letting your anger or your stress out on the people you love and stuff like that. So it's good that you have those outlets that allow you to kind of overcome that and everything. For me, so there was a new thing. I'll talk about a new thing because I mean I think you and I can mention like three or four things um, about ourselves. But I want to talk about something that I've discovered and utilized that, again, on the same page as you, used to be a negative. I used to see it as a negative, but I've recently been able to turn it around to a positive, and it's one of my favorite traits that I've recently recognized. So I have an addictive personality. So when I don't drink very often, but if I go and I have a couple of drinks, I I like the feeling and I need more. I need more. And I tend to go overboard. So like I don't really drink very, very often. Maybe like every 4 to 6 months I'll have a drink, but when I do, I'm like, up more, more, more. And I end up getting sick and I tell myself, oh, okay, I can't even look at alcohol for another 6 months. And I don't until the cycle repeats again. Same thing, like, here, marijuana is legal here. So once in a while I like to get a baggie of goodies. And then instead of like kind of like microdosing and just kind of having something to steady me out, I take a little bit and I'm like, okay, yeah, I like this, but I want more. And then I kind of like just go overboard with it. And it starts affecting things negatively and stuff like that. So as I have been working on that part of my addictive personality, I've actually learned that that addictive personality can work in your benefit as well. So, in my quest to be in the best shape of my life, by the time I reach 40 years old, which is less than a year away, I have really taken a hold of some very serious lifestyle changes in regards to what I eat, how much I'm working out, even mental compartmentalization and stuff like that, and making sure that I'm making sound choices,
Beef
being
and rice,
responsible.
maybe.
Yeah. I beef and rice is what's up. I did kind of back away from the beef and rice a little bit because I wanted to calm down on the red meat, but that's another story for another day. But one of the things that I've learned that my addictive personality helps me with, like when I want to do something, when I am ready to like take a lifestyle change and run with it, I can flip that switch and go, especially when I start getting in a groove after about a week and a half. And that addictive personality that I have with, having a drink or smoking a little pot or something like that, that actually turns into like, because right now it turns into an addictive thing. So like right now, like I can eat, I'm a madman, I'm a monster. So I eat the same exact thing for breakfast. I eat the same exact thing for lunch because I'm fucking addicted to it in a really, really good way.
Because that'd be
Um,
hard for me, man. Like the same thing day in, day out. That'd be tough. So kudos.
yeah, and I actually use that addictive personality to benefit my lifestyle, and it works. Like I wake up in the morning, get my cup of coffee, and then by the time I make coffee number two, I get those same addiction pangs. Like I need my oatmeal. Like I need my special oatmeal made exactly the way that I always make it. And I wake up thinking about it, just like I would, wake up being like, I want to get high. I got it here. So I really want to do. Like it's the same frame of mind that I've been able to kind of repurpose of sorts and everything like that. Because I'm telling you, I'm like Melissa has no clue how I do it. Like she's just like, I just don't see how you can eat the same thing every single day. And I'm like, it's easy when you're addicted to it.
There you go,
Very, very
channeling it
easy.
for constructive purposes.
Yeah, so that's a brand new trait, man, that I just started acknowledging. Because sometimes I could just flip that switch, and then it's a phase, and then I flip that switch off. But I mean, I think I'm going on 3 or 4 months of eating the same exact thing every single day, and yeah, I'm not tired of it. I need it. I need it more and more every day. So,
We'll put that
that's
in your
good.
pipe and smoke it.
How about that?
Boom.
Just don't
I
don't
like
do
it.
it too much. Don't be too addicted. Whatever you put in your pipe. Whatever. Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, that has been Let's Dig Deep. Questions for Couples by What Do You Meme? Let us know if you have any thoughts about any of our topics. You let us know in the comments and just say hey. Say hey, what's going on? How you doing? We miss you guys. So we will talk to you guys soon. We look forward to having more content. As you can tell, we have new branding coming up. Oh, look, all this right here. We are going to keep pumping out the videos and the entertainment, and hopefully you enjoy it. So if you haven't, make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But we love you. Bye-bye.